CBD, bro. CBD.
Music.
Well, welcome back to another Beer, Boxing, and Quarantine, episode 4. It's Best KO's edition here on the Leave It in Ring network. What's up? What's going on, Johnny?
Chilling, bro. Just saving face and, every day, taking one day at a time. What about yourself, brother? How you doing, man?
Doing all right, man. I've been kind of busy. It looks like things are starting to get back rolling again, and then just trying to fit the boxing thing, everything that we do here on the schedule, man. That's really about it.
Yeah, I feel you. We're getting back to like normal, or the new normal, as people are calling it. I'm trying to get back to work and just, allowing people to come over the house and interact and, obviously being safe. Like I always say, wash those hands, but just keeping ourselves entertained with activities and board games and movies and whatnot. Wash
those hands, wash that ass. Do everything you're supposed to do. Dude, it's freaking hot, man. It's got to be blazing over there in Las Vegas, because over here, I don't know exactly how hot it was, but man, dude, for the last 2 days, I'm wearing a tank top. I never wear a tank top, I tell you, stealing your skilo over there, bro.
I was going to say you're doing a Johnny Sig over there now. Like, the one thing I'm missing the most is my pool, especially like nowadays. Like, it was like 90 degrees in Vegas. It was like 90 today. And I would have loved to went to my pool. I was grilling on my balcony, making burgers. I was saying to myself, man, I would love to jump in my pool. But unfortunately, we can't go to our pool right now because everything is shut down. Just like the world is completely shut down,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's right. No, I mean, yeah, I didn't even think about that, man. But really quick, man, let me say hi, what's up to everybody that's tuning in. If you're tuning in live, if not, if you're catching it later on when it's on the replay on our YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit that notification so you don't miss a show when we do it live. Hit that little bell there so it'll let you know and stuff. So let me give you a very good formal hello to everybody that's tuning in.
What's up, fuckers?
What's up? Big up, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. As always, Leave It in the Ring fans and people that participate when they do the caller-ins on your live show, usually do on Mondays. Best fans in the world, man. Like they come in with some great sound bites, and we're thankful for you guys.
Yeah, very, very knowledgeable fans and stuff. A lot of things to talk about. I'm going to be coming on Monday, bringing the show back on Monday. So a lot of stuff that's coming up. What about you, man? What are you drinking right now? I got my 805. Sported my 805 hat. Finally got my 805.
What I'm going to do right now is break out the pinky that David loves so much. I got a little vodka club soda. I went with the vodka tonight. So it's pretty much vodka, boxing, and quarantine.
You ain't messing around, bro.
I'm going for it, bro.
Hey,
it's my day off, dude. I'm swinging for the fences.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm
showing out. Johnny Zig showing out in the background there with some vodka. So what we got here, man? Let's break it down. What we have planned for tonight. It's 10 p.m. and we've been doing it every Sunday night at 10 p.m. I know some of the East Coast guys are like, it's really super late. Some guys are saying, hey, I still have to go to work. And it's totally understandable and stuff like that. Reason why, and I've been getting hit up on the Gmails, like, why are you doing that at 10 p.m.? I'm going to tell you why, bro. The reason I do that 10 p.m. is because I can relax, finally have a beer, nobody's going to bother me. Nobody's going to walk through that door and bother me while I'm having a beer and watching the fights. This is what I do when I'm at home, not doing any paperwork or not going out there and dealing with customers or with the familia. I spend all day with the family so that I can get these 2 hours, if we can fit that in, here on the show with Johnny Zig and the rest of the world. So that's why my divided attention is to you guys, Johnny.
I look forward to this every single week, man.
I know. You know what?
I love what we do here. It's therapy. It's therapy, brother.
It's therapy. And the way I said it, I got to admit,
Gay!
it did sound gay, but it's the only reason why we do at 10 p.m. here. All right, man, let's get up on the lineup here on Leaving the Ring. If you haven't, go to the fridge, grab a couple brewskis because these are going to be fast and they're going. Got 7 best KOs in boxing, some 7 KOs that are some of the best in boxing, okay? I selected them. We're gonna have sound. I figured that out. There's a small delay with the sound, so you got to bear with me on that one. But also here's the thing: 7 KOs that have been produced in the sport. Now, I'm not saying these are the best 7 KOs because if I said they were the best, then I couldn't do another edition of KOs in boxing. But I thought that this was a great start with these 7 KOs. I didn't tell Johnny Zig what the list was, as I've done in the previous 3 other episodes, telling what we're going to have going on because I wanted to have more of a raw reaction from him and just give everybody else a chance, too, to see some fights. That's why I didn't put no list on the screen. If you're looking at the screen there with the gridiron background, is because I didn't want to put a list and wanted to see how it goes, man. Are you ready? Are you ready, Johnny?
I'm ready for it, bro. I love this.
Now,
I love this impromptu show that we're doing tonight.
Let me ask you this before we go on and do this here. Are you one of the quick swiggers, or do you take your sweet time? Do you babysit a bit? Swirl it in your mouth and then swallow, or you just?
I'm a chugger, bro. I'm a chugger all the way. Salud, agendan.
Hey, there. Salud. All right, man. Let's get going. First up here. First fight up here on the BBQ episode 4 is we got to bring in an upset. Two of these fights that we're going to bring in these KOs, it's an upset. First one we're going to go with is Vladimir Klitschko and Corey Sanders, man.
Putting on a wrist.
I remember exactly where I was, and this is terrible. I have to admit this. I actually had to take an ex-girlfriend to a Tori Amos concert during that night, and I missed this fight live. Oh, dude, I'm going to be real. This shit's going to get real tonight, bro.
Damn!
I know. She was a cool chick, musician. I had to, do the right thing, and I missed this fight. I came home, and I had spoke to my father on the phone, and he's like, "Did you see what happened to Klitschko?" I was like, "What?"
Oh, man. Hey, did you get lucky at least? Did you at least get lucky, brother?
Yeah, I got laid.
That makes a world of difference. That definitely makes a world of difference.
Absolutely. And there was a rare occurrence when I would miss a fight, and I was so surprised. I don't want to give anything away. Obviously, I think I did a little bit, but, spoiler alert. But this was one hell of a fight, though. Corey Sanders had, I knew going in that he had great punching power. And if you look at Klitschko here, he's coming in, usual, straight up, jab, jab.
What's up, Primo? My cousin's watching right now on Facebook. Billy, my cousin Billy. What's going on, man?
What's up, Billy?
As Corey Sanders lines up in his southpaw profile, it may be more difficult for Vladimir to get the jab in.
This is by far one of the brutal KOs in boxing, man. But I mean, heavyweights, you're going to get some serious nasty KOs.
Any punch could do it at any point in time. Let me ask you something, David. Did you think the southpaw stance that Klitschko had trouble adjusting to throughout the fight? Because I could see here he has no answer for what Corey Sanders is doing right now.
No, I mean, his whole team. His whole, I mean, even the trainer. That's what this is. Before he got with Emmanuel Stewart, you remember that?
Which is how Ross Purity fought.
Emmanuel Stewart, the great pioneer behind a lot of great boxing careers, especially in particular the heavyweight division. Lennox Lewis being one of them, the most notable, and also Klitschko, of course.
Sanders acknowledges that he has a
What's up, Joe Lopez? What's going on, brother?
Interesting what Klitschko did there. I very rarely ever saw him shoot a straight right hand to the body. That was interesting for me. Show trajectory and punch combinations and shots. Like, it's always a great facet of the game to do different things, be versatile.
Yep.
Southpaws can get you just when ordinarily you can't be gotten because they are just on the wrong side. That may be
center of the ring, though, man. You know, Corey Sanders really not backing up too much. He did right there, but
he was waiting for his. He was just waiting for his shot, bro. That's what he was doing. He was like literally watching what Klitschko was. Because I mean, you got to be a bit worried. I apologize if the stream's a little choppy. It's not us. It's the freaking internet.
Yeah, the internet's all weird tonight, guys. Bear with us. Our apologies.
Beautiful straight left that just landed.
Long time to go in the round. Vladimir down a second time.
Oh man.
Big thing is about to become the last.
See, the Klitschko holding right there is an indication of he's having a hard time, obviously, dealing again with the southpaw stance and that straight left just coming through.
It is coming through.
Yeah, right up the pipe.
I think that's when Saunders finally realized. What's going on, Felipe? How you doing, brother? Thanks for tuning in, man. Long time no see, bro. I don't know why, but the Facebook comments are not coming up on the feed. And there goes down. There goes Klitschko, bro, flat on his back. I mean, woo!
Yeah,
it almost looks like the ref is helping him out, man.
When you know, I had the spoiler alert. You know, when I spoke to my father, and he told me what had transpired, I couldn't believe it. And then when I saw it, I still couldn't believe it. How he went down on his back like that, just like dead meat, just flat down, dead fish.
Yep. Look at him, dude. He just looks gassed out,
spoiled.
Too.
Yep.
You know, just bum rushing him. And I've always said this. That's what Andy Ruiz did with AJ. If you bum rush him, you make these big guys just expend a lot of their energy because they're so big. They got to use more than the average guy, you know?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And all those muscles, you know, it's very taxing, especially if you're fighting a fight like this where, you know, Corey Sanders took it to him immediately, right away. So you got to fight. You got to throw your hands. And those muscles could certainly fatigue themselves very quickly. And, you know, I think Klitschko had a good chin. I think it was situational. If he saw a shot coming, I think, you know, he could handle it. But if he didn't see it, I think he had significant difficulty. And that's the whole thing with boxing. If you don't see a shot coming, you're in trouble.
Yep.
You could tell right here, he's in harm's way, bro.
His whole face just tells you right there how worried he was.
I think he was just totally taxed, and he got hit really hard. From what I understand, Corey Sanders was an amazing puncher. You know,
he was a vicious puncher.
Right. People that I spoke to that had boxed him before said he was a murderous puncher.
Look at that. Ooh. Bam. Yeah, I mean, man. He just looked out.
Yeah, that straight left hand up the pipe.
You know, when
Klitschko, he didn't see that.
You know, the thing, too, is like when people talk about Tyson Fury, how Tyson Fury looked stretched on that canvas, right? He looked done. And he just, like, rose, like, from the dead. Klitschko kind of did the same thing, but you could tell that he was just out of it. And here they go. Second round, boom, he falls down again from another straight left.
You know, the Tyson Fury thing, he had legs. And Klitschko didn't. That's the difference. And if we look at what Tyson Fury did against Deontay Wilder in their first fight in that 12th round, is that when he got up, he fought back and he kept Wilder off of him. And that was pretty much the story of the rematch, right?
Yeah.
Klitschko did not know how to fight from the bottom in this particular fight. he did it.
That was it right there.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, you know what? You're right, Joe. I was going to say that. It looked like the ref picked him up. You know, it looked like he gave him some assistance there. But we'll look back at that replay. I don't think he did, man, but he definitely, dude, he looked out of it. I mean, he just looked like.
Perfect stoppage. You know, you got to stop the fight in this situation. Like I said, he had no legs underneath him. And like I was saying about the Tyson Fury situation against Deontay Wilder, he had his legs. Even though he looked out, he got up, and then there was still 2 minutes left in that round, and he went after Deontay Wilder and actually beat him up. Klitschko he showed no signs of coming back from what he was getting hit with in that round there. Not even close.
No,
that was a good one though. But yeah,
I
like when Vitaly came back though and put punishment.
That was a good fight too. That was a really good fight as well. Let's go with the next one here, man. And this is one of your picks. This is one you've been bugging me about. Like, let's put this one on every text. So here we go, man.
Like Brandon Rio said, you know, if you want it, let's fucking do it, bro.
You got excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's
got excuses tonight, Roy?
Oh, shit.
Antonio Tarver wants to correct the scoring of the first fight. Roy Jones, in effect, wants to avenge a victory that was too close for his comfort.
Everybody. What are you drinking, David? What are you drinking?
Now I'm going to an Easy Jack, an IPA.
There you go.
I'm going to be drinking a bunch of different shit today. I got a big old mixture of stuff going on.
Yeah, same here. We did some tequila earlier. We did some vodka, some beer. A little bit of everything going on over here now.
I apologize. It's freezing up right now for some reason again. But,
what's freezing up? Is it the audio, David, or is it the video?
The video.
I see the. Okay. Because the audio seems to get going through pretty good.
The audio's going good right now.
Okay, that's awesome.
The video definitely is freezing up.
No worries.
Counter jab of Royce. Whenever Southpaw jabs, he likes to counter it real quick by slipping and then shooting his own jab.
Okay, so I remember exactly where I was on this night. We had a big thunderstorm in New Jersey. I was trying to watch this fight at my uncle's house, and we were watching the undercard, and his cable went out. So we all moved to my other friend's house, one of my buddies, and we were watching the fight over there because his cable still worked. There was a thunderstorm, and dude, lightning actually struck the tree in his backyard. I swear, dude, this happened, and I don't want to give any spoiler alerts, but it happened right when the moment in this fight happened. That is the conclusion. It was pretty crazy.
It's freezing up on us for some reason. I don't know why.
A lot of the first fight was this way until Jones would go to the ropes and say, "Come on, and throw your punches out."
Yeah, it's locking up. I see that now happening. So we'll just roll through it.
Unless we might have to replay this one. What's up, Anthony Rodriguez? Hey, man, thanks for joining us here on Facebook, bro. Appreciate it.
Fight right in the middle of the ring.
We thank everyone for joining us tonight. I hope everyone is well. Hope all your families are well. Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Hopefully this tech problem right now just gets resolved and we can keep going.
I don't think he's going to be on the ropes probably at all.
Agreed.
Particularly early in the fight.
But I remember this fight very vividly, man. Like, so I could break it down a little bit. I thought Roy Jones had a great first round. He was going down to the body of Tarver. He actually looked really sharp. What was your thoughts about that first round, David?
I thought, they went right off from the first fight. Because you got to remember, this is the second fight, and it was really because Roy Jones had just won the title with Juan Ruiz, and he felt like he had found a little sluggish because I had to lose all that weight, lose all the muscle, and he wanted to make a statement with.
He scored enough to win the round, but
Antonio Tarver. Yeah, 100%. And I like Jones's attack, his aggression. I thought he had a great first round. And when we finally settled in, we were able to watch it. You know, Roy Jones is one of my favorite fighters of all time. That's no secret. And when we went to the second round, things changed a little bit. And, you know, Tarver, again, you know, fighting from that southpaw stance, it's always very difficult for a fighter to get the trajectory of movement. And because, you know, traditional fighters are used to, like, you know, facing conventional boxers. And it's very hard for them to make an adjustment.
All right, we're back.
We're back. And I'm going to pull the screen back up over here now.
It's freezing up on us, guys. I apologize.
Okay, when he's backing you up, stay low.
Stop using that word, respect me.
Okay, okay, baby. So that was you. Then let's go out there and get yours. Then go get yours.
All right, we back up. Yep, we're back up. Buddy, can you hear me, David?
I can hear you, but
Buddy McGirt with his, you know, his banter with Antonio Tarver in between rounds 1 and 2, legendary. Legendary.
Hold on really quick, guys. Got to set
David's
it up again.
Yep, David's trying to get the tech thing going. What's up, D-Style? Like, David's trying to get the tech side up, so, you know, I'll fill up some air here.
All right, here we go, man. It's up
Tarver Jones.
and stuff. So, I think it just had some too much stuff on there.
Scoring of the first fight. Roy Jones, in effect.
This looks very smooth right now, David. It's coming through very smooth.
That was too close for his comfort.
That's what she said.
Let the fisticuffs begin.
They don't want to wait for the bell. Emmanuel, you seen that before?
I love it. No, I've never saw it, but I would like to see it more often.
Never seen it. I got a question. You got any
Tarver's poise in this fight and confidence. Just remarkable.
All right, here we go, man. Now it's running smooth. I took off the ticker. I think the ticker is what was making it run really
Jones
slow.
told us in a meeting yesterday. He said, you know, you never saw Tarver with his back to the ropes last November.
See, I like Jones' aggression here. Like, you see how he's walking Tarver back and stalking him, using the jab, which I think Jones should have used the right hand a little bit more, especially against a southpaw being a conventional fighter. Should have used the right hand a little bit more, but he's definitely cutting the ring off really good here. I remembered this, like, being a very aggressive first round for Roy Jones. Maybe he felt threatened.
If you watch Tarver, he's just looking to time that straight left of his.
Jones is taking a more positive,
yeah, absolutely.
stance, but he's not throwing
which is always a very great weapon against conventional fighters if you're a southpaw against conventional. And that's why I wanted Jones to shoot a right hand a little bit more,
Both of these guys are really technical fighters.
because it offsets it. It kind of evens the playing field.
You have to remember that what made the first
Jones pawing the jab a little too much there.
that Jones was in. A lot of it was this kind of posturing and looking for position.
But still, Jones is being aggressive, man. He's really trying to get up
Oh,
in
dude,
there.
he wanted to make him pay for all the shit Tarver was
talking.
talking. You got to remember, Tarver was talking a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the only guy that really was able to mark up for his
much more active and much more effective in round 1.
Very true.
Even Griffin, dude,
when he seemed
dropped him,
totally out of it.
I mean, it was just like a flash knockdown, and Roy got up and then got disqualified.
Well, you made a great point, too, about the John Ruiz fight, about how Roy had to go after the first fight with Tarver, go up to heavyweight and come back down, man. That's a complete depletion of energy, and especially late in your career, because Roy Jones wasn't a young kid at this point in time when he fought this fight.
Well, if he has the stamina,
Neither was Tarver, though. Neither was Tarver. To Tarver's credit, you know, he was also advanced in age as well. And he had a hell of a good fight in showing here.
You know, and it wasn't like Roy was doing anything wrong. Look at that, dude. He was leading with his right hand, which is always the best punch you could throw. And, dude, I mean, his speed. I mean, he still had his speed there. I mean, look at that.
He looked phenomenal, David.
And
that's the point I was making before. Yep.
First round, because I remember I paid for this when I was living in San Jose, still in the process of when I was about to move to Modesto. And I remember I bought it because I was like, this fight was really good. This one on pay-per-view, right? And I remember going like, I think it's going to probably be a shutout. The rematches are never the same as the first fight. The first fight was just really freaking good. You know? And then as soon as this round came out, bro, I was just like, dude, Roy's going to destroy this kid. This kid, he's not as aggressive, and that's what screwed him on the first fight. Remember that? The first couple rounds of the first fight, he was going all balls out. He had no respect for Roy.
Well, if you look there, you're exactly 100% correct. Like, Roy really took it to Tarver in round 1. I like the body attack, especially halfway through the round. He went down to Tarver's body, and I felt the same thing when I was watching it. I'm like, this is a great version of Roy Jones, and I'm like, he's going to shut this guy up. Quickness, we saw a very poised and concentrated version of Roy.
Yeah.
You'll be able to land some shots. Way to work.
And, you know, the hand speed and the right hands to the body. Tarver took some good shots in that round, man. Down to the midsection. You can see he's a little bit winded there.
I like this right here, what he says.
Don't give him that much respect. Okay, when he's backing you up, stay low.
Stop using that word, respect.
Okay, baby. So you know what you do? Then let's go out there and
Yeah.
get yours. Then go get yours.
Yeah, Johnny.
Let's go get yours.
Go get yours.
Okay? Same as the last fight. Ain't nothing different. Okay, he's just trying to bully you. Okay, we ain't here for that. Okay, baby? Stay low. Keep that jab working now.
Tarver saying don't
Jones
use that word.
Derek Smoke Gaynor is seated in round 2. Between rounds, after listening to Alton Merkerson, Jones nearly craned his head all the way out between the ropes to listen to whatever it was Gaynor had to say.
So evidently he has a lot of respect.
If you guys are in the chat room, tell us, man, what kind of beers you guys are drinking, and when did you see this fight? Or is this the first time you guys are watching? It can't be the first time
16 years
you're watching the fight. But it's a strong possibility. You're going into the second round.
Got any excuses tonight, Roy? I mean, that was like one of the biggest things that was going on in the world at that point in time in the sports universe, man. When Tarver said that, I mean, that was viral, dude. Yeah.
Who has been in distress
everyone was
ever
like,
since
oh,
his
shit,
1995
what?
fight with Nigel
Oh, it
Benn.
was great. I mean, I was pumped.
Oh, hell yeah. Because you knew we had a fight on our hands here. But then Jones, like you said, and I said as well, came out with a very strong showing in round number 1. And still looking the part right here, jabbing, walking him back.
Now in round 2,
yeah, Roy's still doing the same thing. What's up, Mike? From Divine Auto Sales.
Tarver stalking
how you doing, brother?
More concertedly, and seemingly accepting the role of the leader in the counterpuncher's
Right there,
war.
Tarver's starting to show his look a little bit in terms of trying to fight fire with fire.
This is when Tarver starts using that jab to blind him.
Yep, absolutely. And you can see, like, you know, Jones taking a step back now. And that's a little bit of a game changer, for sure. Fighting off the back foot is Jones.
And he goes, man. And the audio is a little delayed. I'm sorry, guys. It's the internet. But here comes Roy Jones opening up a bit. And like I said, I thought this was going to be Roy Jones tonight.
He said, "What excuses?"
Me too. I thought that first round was excellent. I was telling a story before about the thunderstorm we had. What's crazy?
There it is.
Yep. Is that when Jones got knocked out,
and that's
lightning
honestly,
actually
that's
hit.
when I honestly, man, when I seen him get dropped like that, bro. First off, I was stunned.
You could see it.
Secondly, I was speechless. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Roy Jones Jr.
And you literally just saw everything that Roy Jones has done in his career, from the Olympics and on up.
That is
the titles he's won. Just from that one shot from Antonio Tarver, that was it, bro.
One time,
this is what he was going to be remembered by.
Left hand. Roy never saw
it was surreal to me because, I mean, seeing Roy Jones dispatched like that, you know, there were fights that were close that he was involved in that could have gone either way. People could argue about, but no one's ever done that to him. Like, he was invincible. He was like a superhero to all us boxing fans. And what's crazy, David, I was talking about that thunderstorm that had happened, that right at that moment when Roy Jones got knocked out, we all took it in. People watching in my party, and lightning actually hit a tree, and you know, power went out in the backyard of one of my buddy's house, and I was like, man, the world's ending, because Roy Jones just got knocked out. Everything's coming to an end.
You know, man, I'm going to tell you something. I remember, like, because I was a big Roy Jones fan. I got to admit, I was like a huge Roy Jones fan. Just his skills, dude, was so uncanny. But I remember everybody that I knew couldn't stand Roy because of how cocky he was. And this was like, dude, if you were a Roy Jones hater, and if you could, you would have a fucking parade, okay? And I bet you would probably have over 100,000 fucking people showing up to this parade because that's how many guys wanted to see Roy Jones get beat up or knocked out. And when this happened, my God, like I said, this was the end of whatever Roy Jones had done in his career. Whatever he accomplished, it was over. It was over. Nobody was going to remember the things he had done in the past.
You're absolutely correct. I mean, it did, I think at the end of the day, obviously Hall of Famer, can't take it away from him, but the way people are with things, of course, like that really changed things. And then we went on to see him against Glenn Johnson. Wow, that was really bad.
All right, man, let's go on to the next one. Thanks for everybody who's joining in right now. Hey, hit us up in the chat room. Let us know what you guys are drinking. Tell us where you're at when these fights, when these KOs come up. Let us know if this is the first time you're watching it or were you around at that time. Johnny, I think you were. Oh, you were. How old were you, Johnny, when a couple of these fights already came out?
Well,
you're like I said, you're like the Corey Feldman of boxing commentators. You're 70 years old and stuff, but you still look like a kid.
Right now, I'm 41 years old, and I appreciate the compliment, my brother. I'm 41 years old, so at this time, when I was watching these fights here that we pulled up, I was in my early 20s. And like I talked about, trying to take chicks out to Tori Amos concerts to get a little something, And real quick on the Glenn Johnson, Roy Jones thing, man, I was so heartbroken when Glenn Johnson destroyed Roy Jones. That was even worse than the Tarver one for me. And I'm a huge Roy fan, obviously.
All right, it's kind of choppy again. It's showing that it's slowing down here a bit again. So hopefully, guys, it kicks back up. It was doing perfectly fine with Roy Jones and Tarver. I think the internet liked that one. Like I said, how many haters did he have? The internet enjoyed that one. But here right now, we got Kendall Holt versus Ricardo Torres. Okay.
I remember this showbox fight from back in the day, right?
Yeah, dude. Well, Ricardo Torres, if he's more remembered by hurting Miguel Cotto, kind of showing Miguel Cotto was human. He wasn't this machine that's just coming out of the Olympics and knocking everybody out.
That is correct. I remember this. I remember this fight. I remember it being a very explosive fight, right from the jump. Round
Chicano
one,
Prophet,
bell rings. Yeah.
Chicano Prophet saying he's not drinking, he's smoking. Orale, way. Right on, brother. Either way, man. Smoke, drink.
Yeah, man.
As long as
do what you got to do.
Johnny, I know you don't smoke. You just you put the cream, right?
I do CBD. I enjoy CBD pills, and I use cream. And the only reason why I don't smoke weed, I have nothing against it. It makes me lazy, bro. It makes me tired. Makes me goofy, distracted, and I pass out. But I think it's great because I know like the benefits of hemp and marijuana and stuff like that. So light them up. If you guys are out there rolling a couple, sparking it, whatever's getting you through this thing, I tell everyone this, brother, whatever's getting you through it, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, enjoy.
Right. All right, so it's the stream again is slowing down here, guys. So
that means we have to drink and smoke more in the meantime.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
Salud, Agendan. David, what about you? How's the family, man? Everyone good?
Everybody's doing good, man. Everybody's doing really good and stuff, Like I said, I'm just staying occupied. I am back at work. A lot more work opening. Our dealership's starting to open up. This sucks right here, man. Because this is a really short fight. This is actually a really fun fight. So I might kick us off again really quick, guys, and it'll just bring us right back on. So don't leave. It's been doing that. And I don't know why. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, the internet's been like crazy all day, and I even had a hard time getting on tonight, dude. You know, I was telling you before, it's weird.
Yeah.
Because everyone's crashing servers, dude. Everyone's crashing these servers. Wi-Fi in it, and you know, hitting the apps and all that kind of stuff. And I heard that YouTube actually made some changes today. I haven't looked into it. But I heard that they
What's
actually
up, Tony
changed.
and Mari? How you guys doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. Apologize about the choppiness right now. We'll see what happens. Hopefully.
Yeah, I heard YouTube like made some kind of updates that's offsetting some servers and messing things up. But we're rolling with it, people.
They're fucking it up for us right now because
that's what I'm
I was
saying.
looking forward to these fights.
Hell yeah, we're gonna get through it though. We'll make it work. I remember this being a vicious fight, though, man. Like, obviously, we can't see the video right now, but I remember
it was
this
brutal.
Being a vicious
it was
fight.
Short and sweet, bro. It was short and sweet. You know?
Do you think the shot landed, or was it a headbutt, David?
Well,
I'm gonna jump the gun.
Yeah, you're jumping the gun right now. Slow down there, boy, with them vodkas and stuff, man. You know?
Yeah, hopefully we get the video back up so we can see what I'm referring to.
All right. We are live again. So let's see if this time it works again.
We're over here now.
The challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing silver trunks with red trim. He weighed in at a ready 100.
Looks like it's working a little bit. How about on your end, bro?
It's still really choppy, man.
He has 12 wins coming by way of knockout.
Yep, it's doing it again.
New Jersey tonight, making his second attempt at a world.
I apologize, guys. It is definitely starting to get really freaking annoying.
There's no doubt, man. I mean, you know, like I said, everyone's crashing servers and jumping on a lot, and it's almost to be expected.
And his opponent across the ring on my left, the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks trimmed in the colors of the
All right, so this fight, again, I'm going to bring it back to what I remember from it, and I haven't seen it in a while, was just being explosive. Like,
oh, dude, it was just right off the bat. You know what I mean? Like, these guys didn't even want to wait to warm up a bit. There was no fill-out round at all. If you guys have never seen this fight, there is no fill-out round. There's just, these guys just went at it.
Yeah, there was definitely no fucks given. They just jumped right at each other. And David, was there any story behind this in terms of like, did these guys have hatred towards each other? Like, why did they fight so violently?
No, I mean, this was just styles make fights, man. You know, and guys, Kendall Holt was a guy that was up and coming, had a great right hand. Miguel Torres was a guy that just gave. And it just went off on our screen here, the fight. I don't know what happened. And we might have to shut down, guys. It just doesn't look like it's happening tonight for some reason. Because I had a good list here of fights. I got Nonito Doniare versus Big Darchinyan. Miranda versus Banks. A couple good fights here. And it's just
these are great. Maybe we should save them. You know, or we could just run through them real quick verbally, because those were all awesome, tremendous stoppages and knockouts.
Yeah,
that you were just mentioning right there.
There's just some nice. This thing won't work.
No, I get it, bro. I know how it goes, brother. I know how it goes. If you want to run the gauntlet of what you had left,
just try it one more time.
New Jersey. Tonight, making his second attempt at a world title, please welcome the WBO #2 ranked junior welterweight, introducing Kendall, rated R, Holt.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah, man. So we could run the gauntlet of it and just like run through these things verbally, or save it for when the video is better of the other fights that you have.
Let's see. Sorry, guys. Trying it again.
And now the officials are
and it looks like
and they are ready.
Nope.
The fighters are in the ring.
It won't let you.
Actually, no. It looks like it's working here.
Oh, here we go.
So we couldn't play for some reason. It wouldn't let us. It kept freezing up in the Kendall Holt versus what they call the Torres. But we're able to play right now. David Lemieux versus Curtis Stevens, which was a brutal fight. So I apologize for everybody that was tuning in. It really sucks.
Yeah, you know, we're going to have tech issues, especially now. Like I said, servers are crashing rapidly, more than ever. So we thank you guys for hanging in there with us as we work through all these issues and whatnot. But I want to say, most importantly, a salud, a Gendan, good health, everybody. The Kendall Holt thing, we'll run that back eventually at some point, guys. And that was a very intense fight.
So here we are again. Third attempt. Is this the third or the fourth attempt?
I think it's like 7. But you know what? We're still here. We're fighters, bro. We're fighting. We're getting through this.
All right,
I'm
we're
pulling
back
up this
again.
video screen here. Yep. I'm getting my video back here, so give me 1 second. Let's see what you're seeing over there, guys.
The former IBF middleweight champion of the world, Lemieux.
I always liked David Lemieux, man. Like from day one when I saw him on ESPN2.
How could you not like the kid?
Oh, of
the
course.
KO artist. He comes out and he fights. You know.
Oh, there's no doubt. Great left hook. Came out, like you said, fought really hard. ESPN2 back in the day, in Canada, selling out, beautiful, like, locations. Like, I love, like, the table settings they had, where they had, like, people just sitting down, like, like, lamplight type shit. And it just remarkable stuff, but fell a little bit short going down the stretch. But for right now, let's focus on this one.
All right, let's see how this goes, and then we'll try the Kendall Holt again at the end. Let's see if that even works.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man, because that's a real great one, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Make this a clean fight. Protect yourself
So what do you got going on tomorrow, David? Back to work, you said before?
Been back for a while. Working tomorrow. And then I'm doing a live show with Keith Eidick from Boxing Scene. I think we're doing it tomorrow, either tomorrow or Tuesday. We got a bunch of stuff we're going to cover, talk some boxing on Leaving the Ring. So that should be pretty fun, man.
Yeah, awesome, man. Keith Eidick is always a great soundbite. And speaking of great soundbites, I listened to Evan Ratowski, most recent show, and he broke down the boxing business and a lot of great things, that we have to look forward to, and where the trajectory of ESPN and the networks are and Showtime. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but guys, listen to that show. It was awesome. And then also, on Leave It in the Ring Network, we had Steven Espinosa recently come through.
I know 2 shows I haven't. Honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth. I haven't had a chance to listen to them because since my dealerships are opening up and one of my major ones has opened back up, I just got like swamped, like big time. I know like a few people, D-Style. I think you even called me. A lot of folks, boxing folks, had hit me up, and I just couldn't even answer it, or I didn't even have a chance to get back to anybody. So I apologize. But here we are. And here we go, man.
Let's do it.
This fight I knew was going to be explosive. Stevens in the same breath of David Lemieux was a KO puncher.
There's no doubt we knew this one was going to be very explosive.
Oh, I was
fight.
excited when it was announced. I was like, oh shit. Main Event and Golden Boy were doing it big for this fight because you knew that somebody was going to get knocked out. Silly.
That's what's up. Sometimes you see fights being announced, you see it on paper, and like, oh man, this is gonna be brutal. And that's what we got here. We got a great exchange, fireworks. And I'm glad you're back to work, David, and totally understood, man. Like a lot of people right now are adjusting to this new normal, and using the phone so much too is crazy. It's very taxing, and your battery dies all the time. You know, it's like, there we go. I got the video.
I don't know about you, man, but I would love to see David Lemieux versus Canelo Alvarez.
I always wanted that fight. That fight because I think that David Lemieux, it would bring out the best version of David Lemieux because of Canelo and how great Canelo fights. Is I think like Lemieux would really go after him and try his best to land those left hooks that we're seeing right now here in round 1 against Curtis Stevens.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Not for nothing. I think Canelo would outbox, David Lemieux. But the one thing that we never found out with David Lemieux and Gennady Golovkin is how hard does David Lemieux really, hit? I mean, we know how hard he hits, but against the top tier guys, because remember this, Golovkin never really got touched. Golovkin became the boxer in that fight with David Lemieux, where Stevens right here is not being the boxer. He's right there in the trench with David Lemieux, man. Like he's like, hey, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. Right now he's covering up, but earlier in this round he was letting his hands go.
Yeah, he came out there to fight, and he was definitely trying to get himself jockeying in position for a big money fight. Was Lemieux and Stevens, but Lemieux had a better game plan going in, seemingly, in this round right here.
Chicano Papa said it would be a good Canelo KO highlight reel. I don't know, man. Here's my sense. If David Lemieux is healthy, he's a guy that you don't want to sit in the pocket with. You know what I mean? You just don't want to be there. And I think that's why Gennady Golovkin, who was blowing everybody. Remember this. Gennady Golovkin was saying it was going to be a street fight, Mexican style. And when the first round, it never even turned into a street fight. There was not even a glimpse or a moment that you thought, oh, shit, okay, we have a fight now. Whereas right now with Lemieux and Steves, dude, this is a fight. This is a fight of who's got the bigger punch, So I'm not sure if Canelo would want to sit there and trade him, but I think Canelo would box circles around David Lemieux. I just would love to see, because I think, okay, let me take this back. Gennady Golovkin didn't want to test his chin with David Lemieux, but I think that Canelo is that ballsy enough to go, if you hit me solid, I'm going to hit you solid. And it might spell for a different type of fight, because a lot of folks didn't think that Canelo Alvarez was going to stand and try to trade with Gennady Golovkin, or even try to push Gennady Golovkin back, or fight the Mexican style that Gennady Golovkin was promoting. But he did.
I think this version of David Lemieux has a great shot against Canelo, but the nowadays version of David Lemieux, which we've seen, jeopardize in the Triple G fight and, show up and be complacent in other situations, I don't know. I mean, I think they fight fire with fire, and I think Lemieux is a real serious puncher. I really believe in his punching power. When you have punching power, you could win a fight at any point in time. There's no doubt about it. But you got to land the shot, and you got to have the skill to do it. Canelo has become so much more savvy nowadays. And
he's so savvy. I mean, look, some of the shots that Lemieux's throwing right now, where Curtis is just letting him, touch the gloves, and he has gloves up high and just touching the side of the gloves. Canelo's going to make you miss, and he's going to tire you out. And we know with David Lemieux that as soon as he starts throwing all those power shots and he misses them, he's going to get exhausted. That's how he's been beaten before. He ends up expending all this energy, and then he's done. Here, Curtis Stevens is not. He's not a mover. That's not his style. He's a hunter. What was the name of the kid from the Contender? I was in Reno, and I was front row covering the fight. God, what was the name of the guy that beat him in Reno that was on the first series of the Contenders? The bald kid.
Okay, so I'll break down some contenders. Ishe Smith.
Ishe Smith was the second series.
Jesse Brinkley.
Brinkley, there you go. Jesse Brinkley's right? The one that beat Curtis. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was there, and that was actually an upset.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. And going back to what Curtis Stevens is doing, his legs are playing in quicksand. Canelo's not like that. He's so much more elusive now. Canelo is, So matching him up against David Lemieux.
That's Curtis' style. It's
right.
It's not in a quicksand. It's really planting your feet in the dirt and landing some big shots. That's his style. And you know what? When people talk about like if that one Legendary Nights, right? And they go, oh man, Gotti, we all knew that it was going to be hell for Gotti if he met somebody that's opposite of him, which is Ward. This could be said about Lemieux and Stevens. This was going to be hell for either one of these guys as soon as they met somebody that was ballsy enough to come forward and throw big, heavy bombs. Because that's what you got here right now, dude, is you got some heavy bombs being thrown at you. There's really there's like a drop of boxing skill in there, but these guys are just letting their arms go.
There's definitely a boxing skill in there. You see what Stevens is doing is that every time Lemieux shoots a right hand, Stevens tries to shoot a left hook to the body, which is the call and response to if someone's throwing a right hand at you. And I'm sure that those punches bothered David Lemieux in a terrible way. You could see him right here in the corner. He looks a little bit like, I don't know, but this is a little tough. This fight's a little rough. And I know Curtis Stevens is a good puncher. He's a very decent puncher, especially down to the body. And you saw at the close of that round there, that left hook looked really nice.
Here's just something to note. No jab in either one of these guys. They didn't care about no jab. These guys were willing.
That's that left hook.
To really,
David, right there.
Oh yeah,
on that replay. Yeah, that left hook. That's something I took note of in that round. I was like, you know what? That left hook was remarkably placed. Well done.
All right, so now I'm down at Tecate, watered down beer, but that's all I got left, man.
That's it? You got to go back to the store?
I got to go back to the store. We do like a Friday night thing, Even though like shelter in place, there's nothing open. We've always done like a Friday night thing here at the house. Me and the old lady, man. We hang out, buy drinks, and then just chill out the whole night. Watch Howard Stern, listen to music. From oldies to high energy. I don't know if you guys know what high energy is. It's a Latin style music. To rancheros.
I was going to ask you what kind of music are you listening to?
Fly me to the moon.
Oh, you saw that video?
What video?
I put a video up on the Facebook.
No, I didn't.
Drumming. The Frank Sinatra. One of my favorites.
No,
I drummed to it. Fly me to the moon. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, the only videos that I've seen is the ones when you were tweaking and stuff, hitting all the pots and pans and. I was like, damn, I hope this guy's not injecting that disinfection shit in his body.
100%. You would think I would be doing this type of shit. Trying to keep myself entertained over here now.
I'm telling you, brother.
Absolutely, man. But so you listen to you said some Frank Sinatra. What else are you listening to?
It all varies, man. The mood and stuff,
Right.
It all really depends and stuff. But no, honestly, if I listen to Frank Sinatra, it's at work. Because the old lady doesn't like that kind of music. She's very simple. Oh!
Yeah, man.
There he goes.
Yep.
You want to go night-night?
You ever go night-night? That was brutal, dude.
That was a brutal KO, bro.
I'm like stuck here looking at it. Like, I think I was at this fight. I think I was actually at this fight. Was this in New York?
I think so. Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, dude. I think I was. I was at this one.
Yeah, it was. It had to be. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Oh man, dude.
Oh, bro,
terrible.
Look at him. He was almost as bad as Roy right now. Roy was out. just like this guy.
I saw Curtis Stevens, unfortunately get knocked out quite a bit. Triple G in particular comes to mind, Madison Square Garden.
Ooh, and then he did that face like
when he gave that look. Yeah, so I was gonna say he gave that look, dude. I was in I don't even know what row, but I was not close to the ring.
Yeah.
That night I wasn't there for media. I was there with friends and hanging out. I could see his look from the ring in my seat all the way in the back of the room. I was like, damn, bro.
Who did it better, Gennady Golovkin or David Lemieux?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm going to say, looking at this right now, I got to say Lemieux. Look at that. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah. But I think the reaction of what Curtis, his face, his face when he got hit and dropped for the first time by Gennady Golovkin, it said everything about Gennady Golovkin in punching power, and what he could do.
Oh yeah, he's like, you for real? He's like, bro, this is how it's going down. Ooh, Curtis Stevens hitting that canvas, man.
Afro-Rican G, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you for coming on board tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is on your list, but I think one of the worst things I've ever witnessed in knockout-wise is David Tua, John Ruiz.
Oh. Oof. That's going to have to be on the second list.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. How about Tommy Morrison?
Oh, Ray Mercer?
Ray Mercer, bro.
And
but this is up there, though. If you really what David Lemieux did on the Curtis Stevens, this has got to be up there. I mean, because, bro, when he got hit on the way down, his eyes are already closed. He's like, last call.
last call.
Yeah.
Drunk at the club, don't give a fuck. He was out.
He was out, bro.
Joey Gamasho Torogati. Oh.
Yep.
That was bad. And those are the type of knockouts and fights you remember exactly where you were, because it was an assassination of some sorts. You were like, geez, man, what the hell is going on here? It was so bad.
All right, so we're moving on now. We're going to go to Nonito Doniare versus Vic Darchinyan. And I had the pleasure to interview. I've had the pleasure of interviewing both guys. Nonito came on and was singing and everything right after Smoking Joe Frazier, and Nonito came right after that and was singing. But Vic Darchinyan, I remember interviewing him, and everything was I would KO, I would knock him out, I would destroy. There was just a confidence level about the guy that was a match like no other, man.
I believe that a lot of people that I knew in the boxing world at this point in time in my life definitely picked Vic Darchinyan to win this fight easily. And, Doniare, great fighter. And,
I was rooting for Doniare. I'm going to tell you what. Here I am. I just moved to Modesto, California. It's pitch black. I had just bought my house there, so I had a pretty good sized TV. Everybody was gone. Here I am sitting with a 12-pack. I'm rooting for Nonito because I'm from the Bay. I'm from San Jose, California, and he's from San Leandro. And I'm like, come on, Nonito. This guy beats the shit out of your brother, dude. I mean, you know what I mean? Gave him a beating. You need to redeem yourself. But just seeing what Vic Darchinyan was able to do to guys, bro, I was like, I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, dude, there's no doubt. And this fight, I remember exactly where I was. It's one of those key fights, and great call, David, bringing this one up, because I remember exactly where I was, and I don't want to give anything away until it happens, because the payoff on this one was huge. It was significantly huge, and a great fight for the small guys.
This guy's got a great name in the chat room. Sir Jimmy Wax Long Dongs.
Jesus, is that a real thing? Jeez, wow. All right, because I can't see the chat, guys. I can only see the video. But salute. More power to you, brother.
D-Style's asking, did the Torres and Holt end up working? It didn't, bro. For some reason, it just wouldn't play. We're going to try it, though. At the end of, we got a couple more fights here to play.
Hey, D-Style, big up, man. I saw you were barbecuing today. We did the same thing. And good show the other day with the kid, man. That was clever. And we're all trying to make, new content and be creative. Big up, bro. That was awesome.
That sets him apart. It's a great plus for him.
All right, again, for some reason it's
stuck. Yeah,
it's stuck. It's freaking out on us. It's throwing some other shit too in the background. What the hell?
And Nonito Donaire on his biggest stage moments from his toughest test.
All right.
In other news, David, I know you're doing things over there, multitasking. Steve Albert, I miss him. I thought he was such a great commentator. I thought he was like obviously the Lampley to HBO, on Showtime. I thought he was such a great commentator. I thought he was very like straight down the middle. Called the fight. Just called the fight. Was a good entertainer, good host.
Man, as soon as D-Style mentions Torres and Holt, it ends up freezing up on us again, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Like, I'm dealing with the tech issues all the time, so I totally get it, D. Absolutely. But in the meantime, we'll fill up some space, and I think what's amazing about big fights, and this wasn't really a big fight, but it was a very good fight and a fight that fight fans really were into, is that you remember where you were at that point in time. You remember who you were chilling with, what kind of food you had, And I watched a lot of fights with my father, who's a big fight fan, who I talk about regularly on this thing. And I just remember when this whole thing popped off the way it did, I don't want to give any spoilers, is that we were just in shock. We saw something amazing. We saw something just so incredible. And that's what boxing does. It's the theater of the unexpected. I think Larry Merchant said that. Might have been Howard Cosell. I forget who it was.
A lot of people said that. Best,
Yeah, it's the best
so
way to
Jimmy,
put it.
wax long, dude. I love Nonito, future Hall of Famer. Absolutely, brother. D-Style Boxing that says, didn't he beat up Nonito's brother? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And this was should have been the revenge. That's what I was saying earlier. This had to be the revenge for Nonito, and that's why I was hoping it was going to be a great fight. That should have been the incentive.
There's no doubt about it. It's funny, looking at Vic Darchinyan here, man. He looks so young. The one thing that stands out is that, at this point in his career, where he was at, and he was beating everyone up and had his whole world in front of him.
Right.
Look at him.
Punish my opponent.
Wild.
Nothing bad gonna happen. He's gonna walk out by his legs from ring.
And
nothing will happen. I would break him. I'm going to break him. That's what he would say. I would break him. I will break him. Dude. But I love his confidence though, and that crop style that he would have. I just loved it. I gotta admit, I was a big Darchinyan fan.
Tell us why you like that style. What made you like that?
It worked for him. I mean, it was it was against everything that you should do. He stopped. Vic walked like he thought he was 7 feet tall. Dude, did he ever, bro? And he talked like he was 9 feet tall.
True.
And that's what I mean. That style of his shouldn't have worked. It shouldn't have worked, but it did work.
The reason why I ask is, being, that I fought and, studied the game and taught fighters and stuff like that. Sometimes, things that are so unorthodox work for certain people.
Right.
Look at Muhammad Ali's style. But you have to have supreme athleticism to do that. We watched Roy Jones Jr. earlier, unfortunately, get knocked out. And, the athleticism failed him there. But you know, it served him very well for a long period of time. Some people could get away with certain things, and it just like offsets the whole bar. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. How is this person getting away with this, you know, mummy, Frankenstein, you know, like you were talking about type of approach?
Well, it was a crap. Like, I call it the crap style because he was just like, you know, his arms.
I
his
remember.
Elbows were all the way up here. His fit, but it worked. It worked, and I think it was because he was so hard to time, and really, I mean, what kind of sparring partners do you get to mimic that style? Because that style really, honestly, shouldn't really work in boxing, but it did.
Timing, rhythm is everything in life, dude. I'm a drummer, and you know, like that's my whole focus of everything. And you're absolutely correct. Like, how do you time that? Remember the Drunken Master, you know, in boxing and stuff.
Burton.
Exactly. Yep. Yes, exactly. Emmanuel Burton. And you know, Prince Nassim Hamed, he was effective because
very effective.
Don't know what
style.
the hell. You don't know what to do with him. You have no idea how to approach it.
Nope.
And Vic Darchinyan was cut from the similar cloth, for sure. And you know, again, going back to commentating, like everyone's always talking about modern day commentators. I miss Steve Albers, dude. He was awesome. This brings me back to like him, Al Bernstein.
Yeah,
good calls, responsible.
You know who
calls
I liked a lot? I'm gonna tell you who I liked a lot. Even speaking to him, he was very approachable. He spoke to everybody. Steve Farhood.
Oh, dude, Steve Farhood's awesome. Yeah, of course.
Love Steve Farhood, dude.
100%. Great guy. Very approachable dude, and always knew how to call a fight. I love him on Showbox. Great commentator. And his boxing knowledge is insane.
Exactly.
And
hey, D-Style, was your stream this pretty choppy today? Because I know you had a show. I was able to watch a little bit of it, and then but I had to log off. I had to do some stuff at the house here. But yeah. Which, hey, dude, some good picks, man. Good picks. Keith Thurman, though, versus Ike Corte. What was your boy thinking, saying that Keith Thurman would beat Ike Corte? I was like, what? That's when I started. That's when I caught it. I tuned in. I was like, are you serious? Keith Thurman, the hardest puncher he's ever seen in welterweight?
I was listening to a podcast today that I respect very much so, and you know, they were talking about Fernando Vargas, and they failed to mention the fight with Ike Corte. I'm like, that's one of the best fights I have ever seen in my entire life. How do you not bring that fight up?
I know.
And yeah, and Ike Corte
that's
with De La Hoya.
That's one of his best fights, if you really think about it.
I think that's Fernando Vargas' best fight.
But Ike Corte was small, bro. You know, this guy moved up. He didn't look. I mean, he didn't fill up, and he wasn't the. You know, he didn't have. D-Style saying he didn't have that much issues. But you know, when Ike Corte jumped up, he didn't carry that same, you know, size as he did as a welterweight. I mean, dude, he was a beast as a welterweight. That you know, I mean, his elbow covered up his waist, went up to the side of his cheek, and it was very hard. I mean, you talk about a tank shield. The guy had it.
I was going to say his guard was tremendous, and you hit the nail on the head, bro, when you talked about the elbows, you know, covered up the rib cage. That was his biggest, you know, high guard, but also being able to, you know, protect his
jab,
body.
Bro.
Yeah.
His jab alone was just phenomenal.
Beautiful.
But that's like, you know, from Ghana, right? That's where he's from. That's a big thing from where they come from. You know, you got Kaladi, the same thing. Had a great jab. Arbeco, I mean, you know, the professor who fought the great and late legendary Salvador Sanchez. I mean, these guys, fundamentals in boxing, they have it, you know. There's no, and then the grit, I mean, these guys are just tough as fucking nails.
Yeah, man. And that's what it's all about. Everything in life, preparation, fundamentals, rudiments, you know, just learning the trade.
And I tell you one thing, those guys did is they drink the real beer, not no little glass with vodka, their pinkies in the air. Oh,
here we go. Folks. I gotta do it now. I gotta do it now over here now. A salute a Jendan.
Go ahead. Let me take this. Take a swig.
Gay. That's what's up, bro.
There he goes. There goes Nonito, dude. And right off the bat, first round, Nonito just dropping bombs on him.
Yeah, relentless attack. Came in to win.
Yep.
You could always tell someone's persona.
Vic Darchinyan is right there, bro. I mean, Jesus.
You know, you can always tell someone's demeanor, like if they're there to win. In hindsight, of course, I always say this being 2020, is that Doniare, you could certainly see he came there to win. Mm-hmm. Like, he wasn't fucking around, bro. Like, he showed
he had no fear.
Yeah, exactly.
He was willing to go in the fire and get scorched here and there, you know. But, I mean, dude, this, to me, out of all Nonito Doniare's fights, I think the two best fights, if you had to give a list of the best fights that Nonito's done, this is the top. The first one is Nonito Doniare beating Vic Darchinyan. The second one is
Montiel, I think.
Well, I think that's on my list, that's the third one.
Okay.
Inoue, even though he didn't win the fight against the monster, to me, that's the second one that I believe is by far one of his best performances.
He was a monster against the monster Inoue, man. Like, that was crazy. I could not believe his performance. You know, at the end of the day, I shouldn't even say that because that sounds stupid because this guy's such a great fighter. Yeah.
I thought it was comeback of the year for me.
Oh, 100%. And the showing he put up, and you know, I think he broke his orbital bone, Inoue's orbital bone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, especially so late in his career against a young lion like Inoue.
Yeah.
Wow, what an accomplishment.
Well, here's the thing too, that Nonito jumped up in weight. You know, I mean, what was he doing? I mean, and I always said this. My biggest problem with Nonito after this win, he went hiatus, if you remember that. Left Gary Shaw, went to Top Rank, you know, and then when he came back to Top Rank, it was Gary Shaw, right, that he was with?
Yep.
Yeah, it was Gary Shaw. And then like he went to like this whole. Look, Vic Darchinyan was arrogant as a fighter, arrogant. But Nonito became arrogant after that win as a superstar. Like, he believed like he was in the same breath of Manny Pacquiao. It was like, bro, slow your roll. Like, relax. Do more before you start comparing yourself to some of the greats. I remember covering him and sending people to some of his like workouts. And, dude, it was like all fun and games for him. He was like imitating other fighters, their style, like showing that he's got all this talent, but never really taking anything else serious. I mean, do you remember he became like a photographer for boxing media? Do you remember that shit?
I do. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And he was very passionate about it. He did a lot of interviews about it. He was very passionate.
I don't know if he was passionate about it, bro. I mean, I'm not in his head, but I just thought it was a gimmick, and I didn't like it. You know, like I don't know about you, but me or anybody else that's tuning in right now, I like my fighters to fight. Just fight.
No, I feel you. Especially if you're going to be in the fight game, you got to be 100%.
If people are trying to compare you as pound for pound, dude, just fight, you know. So again, the three fights that, in my opinion, that are top, on the top of the list of Nonito Doniare's biggest wins. I mean, just biggest fights, or performance, however you want to put it, is Vic Darchinyan, Inoue, and then Montiel.
Oh, dude, there's no doubt. I don't know if you're gonna, pull up the, Montiel fight on this reel here So I might bite my tongue on what my thoughts are on that one, but that was one of the most devastating things I've ever seen in boxing. That was a bad one.
I didn't. You know, I'm gonna tell you what. It's my third one. For one, is Montiel was not the same guy. I don't know anybody that was picking Montiel to even win that fight. I thought that Nonito was going to knock him out. Was it a great fashion? Absolutely. I mean, Montiel looked like he got hit by an electric wire, bro.
You know, one of my friends said it best from back home when we were watching a fight. He said that Doniare knocked him into newborn baby status because if you see Montiel, he looks like a newborn baby, kicking and screaming, flailing the arms and legs. I'm like, yo, you just nailed it because that's exactly what it was. I mean, that was one of the more electrifying knockouts. One punch. I mean, granted, you know, Doniare was doing his shit, but one punch that just – and for his weight class, we got to say this. For his weight class to carry that kind of power, that's ridiculous, man. And that's why Inoue had such a hard time. You know, credit to Inoue for dealing with – because power is the last thing to go.
Who didn't have a hard time, though? You know who didn't have a hard time with that?
What's that, bro? I lost it.
Who didn't have Rigondeaux, bro?
It's true.
Rigondeaux didn't have a hard time with that. But right now, I'm going to tell you what. Victor Darchinyan is having a hard time what Nonito's doing, which I thought Nonito was always beautiful at doing. He was a counterpuncher from the get-go of his career. It's when he knocked out Montiel is that when he decided to become like a Mike Tyson. Come forward, try to knock you out with one big punch. He found love with his punch. Here, you see him. He's putting his punches together, and he's being so elusive. This Nonito Doniare, I'll tell you right now, and that's what I liked about the Inoue fight. He fought this way against Inoue, the monster. Everybody else, from this fight on, before the Inoue fight, fighting the Axeman Walters, Rigondeaux, Montiel, all the guys he even knocked out. I mean, dude, he came forward.
What Doniare did in that Inoue
fight, right there, getting dropped.
He went to the well and, you know, he resurged himself to, you know, use those legs. Like, if you watch his legs in this fight here against Victor Darchinyan in Doniare, great leg movement, you know, and off the jab, too, the pivots and the side to side. Just great stuff from him.
D-Style reminded me that Rigo's cheek looked swollen from that one shot, and Rigo did get dropped. I don't remember if he did. Dude, I have to go back. That's actually one of my favorite fights. I'm going to have to go back. And I think the best KO, I got to contribute this to D-Style. D-Style, weren't you the one that told us we should do something like this? Johnny, wasn't it D-Style that told us that?
I think it was, yeah. And I think it's great to run back, you know, KOs of you know, I hate to say it, violent nature, but that's what people sign up for. They like boxing for a reason, you know.
Yep.
We love this strategy. We're breaking down strategy right now, but to see someone get knocked out, you know, like we were talking about Joey Kabash versus Arturo Gatti, I think that's the worst one I've ever seen. What's the worst one you've ever seen, David?
God, I don't know, man. There's quite a few, but that's got to be up there as well. You know,
it's terrible.
And Joey Gamas, if I remember correctly, was suing Arturo Gatti. I wonder if he ever got the whatever happened with that.
Because of the weight?
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, there was a huge weight issue. There was a huge weight
20
difference.
pounds. He hydrated 20 pounds overnight. Gotti did. That was nuts. It was crazy. And the three-piece he hit him with to finish that thing, what was it, an uppercut, hook?
Dude, there was five. There was 5 punches that landed on his chin.
Horrible.
Yeah. D-Style said, "I think so. I was drinking, so I don't remember." And he's drinking. D-Style was drinking a Dos Equis, and then Chicano Prophet is smoking some good stuff. So
what's the good stuff? What do you got? What are you smoking, bro? Talk to us. Let the listeners know what you're smoking, what you're enjoying. What's getting you through this pacifying? It's important that we all be safe, but have some fun as well. All right, so Vic Darchinyan here is doing his thing, stalking, like you said, walking around like the mummy in Frankenstein.
I don't know if he was walking around like the mummy in the Frankenstein because he moved a lot quicker than them.
And yeah, it's true, but you see his hands, like the way he's a zombie. Oh, yeah. He's coming
pretty
through.
Fast for a zombie. I mean, yeah.
He's a fast zombie.
Yeah.
We'll give him that.
Oh, speaking about zombies, I just bought. Dude, I'm a huge fan of that Zombie Army game. I don't know if you ever played that. Phenomenal game. And the 4th installment finally came out. Fuck, beautiful. Love it.
Are you playing it on Xbox?
Playing it on Xbox, yeah.
Nice.
Hey, did you give up on your Friday night championship?
I did.
Did you?
I went back to GTA because I could hit the streets and just slaughter people and do what I got to do.
No,
I
finally made it online. I think I said this, right? Did I tell you about that? I finally made it online, and you know what? Forget about it. No doubt about it.
Forget about it over here now. Dude, I got my soul taken away from me on fight night. Yeah. I think my record right now is like 4-37. It's so bad.
Dude, I was playing, and I think I told you, right? I think I even mentioned this. I didn't even last the first, I think it was like the first or second round, you know? And as soon as that got dropped, I couldn't even get back up. I think I heard I was like, what the fuck?
Dude,
I mean, how could this happen?
Have you been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I haven't lately, man. No, I ended up unsubscribing to HBO.
You gotta get on one of these episodes.
The first episode was phenomenal. I got to give you that.
Oh, dude,
about
it's
the coffee
so
talk, about the color of his homeboy's skin. That was great.
Bro, you got to see one. Like, they develop an app that is just genius. And I rarely use the word genius, but it's friggin' genius. Like, there's no way I could put it. You got to watch this show. You got to finish this season. It's probably the best season they've ever had.
Dude, look at that left right now, that left hook, just landing beautiful on Vic Darchinyan's jaw. And Vic was taking like 2 steps back. He wasn't like taking like just a hit and still coming forward. He was taking a shot and moving his whole body back to come back in. But the guy was a raging bull.
Well, the writing was on the wall, and you can see what Doniare is that he knew how to fight Vic Darchinyan's awkward style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look what he's doing.
Very comfortable.
He's like super comfortable with what Vic's doing.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times a conventional fighter has a hard time with a southpaw stance, like we're seeing with Vic here with his southpaw stance. But if you see the little maneuvering that Doniare is doing right now, see those little side steps, those matter because it's making Doniare in a better position than Darchinyan has, because Darchinyan has to reset. Look at him. He's resetting every single time they're in an exchange at this moment in time that I'm seeing on my screen right here.
Yeah. And D-Style saying Vic was eating those shots. Damn. Kind of the way Johnny's over throwing back those vodka shots and stuff. What's up, Alex? How you doing? Glad you can join us here on the show tonight on the Beer Boxing Quarantine 4.
Yeah, guys, thank you. Everyone that's joining in, Facebook, YouTube, however you're viewing the content, we all appreciate you and hope you're all safe and your family's safe, and wash your hands. And don't touch your face too much either. But in the meantime, David, we're in round 4 right now, and Darchinyan is starting to move and press the issue a little bit. He's trying to take the fight to Doniare a little bit here.
Yeah, he is. I just put Alex right now on Facebook. Hi, Instacart enemy. I was doing the Instacart. She had told me about doing it, and so since we were both doing it at the same time, we would call each other Instacart enemy because we were fighting for the same territory, Johnny.
One thing I'm going to also mention about this fight, I'm definitely interested in this round. What's happening right here? It's a very telling round. I'm starting to notice the size of Doniare showing up here.
Well, I mean that was never an issue for Vic, because Vic was like, Vic, dude, he hit so hard, and he was so persistent coming forward. I mean, look at that straight left. The one thing
Beautiful
is that he had
left,
there was no hesitation in him throwing the punch. He didn't care if he saw the target; he just threw it. He threw at it.
Yeah, I could see that, and he's definitely trying to walk Doniare back. I think it's majorly because he's feeling pressed and he's having issues, and he understands what a threat Doniare is.
And it's not like he didn't land. I love the swirl that Donito just did right now, and that just tells you how comfortable he was, to tell you the truth. When I saw that, I'm like, okay, he's really comfortable. Like there's really no fear factor now. I think he's taken the best shot that Vic Darchinyan's thrown at him, and I think that this was telling for me. Watching it live, it told me everything, And there's his brother Glenn. I believe his name was Glenn, right? Glenn Doniare.
Yes, and what I said to start this, was the confidence that Doniare had. You could see it, like when the bell sounds, you could tell someone's demeanor, you could tell someone's energy. And Doniare certainly had a lot of energy going into this, and a lot of belief and confidence. And that tells a lot of character. Gendando over now.
What are you drinking now? I saw it's like red.
I got some Fanta orange soda, some club soda, and some vodka. I got a little bit of everything over here now. Hey, why not?
You got some Russian, Mexican. What else you have in there?
I got Fanta, vodka, club soda, and some lime, some lemons. Doing
the big.
Hey, why not, man? I'm back to work tomorrow, so
right on.
Swing for the fences tonight.
Fifth round. Fifth round with Donito Doniare versus Vic Darchinyan. The stream is looking good. No problems so far. I did take off the sound, and I think that did it. I think it helped out a bit here.
And speaking of swinging for the fences, this is a round you could tell already guys are going at it right here. Doniare definitely.
Well, from the first round, I mean, this honestly, it's been a repeat of what's going on. You got Donito standing his ground, and then you got Vic. He's standing his ground.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see right here, Doniare is definitely getting himself in position, leg movement, center of the ring, even in the corner of the ring. What he was doing there, just showing a lot of aggression.
Right.
Looking focused, and Darchinyan trying to stay alert. He's trying to land his big shot too. He got nailed right there.
Oh, his beautiful counter. He
got
knew
nailed
that
right there.
Vic was going to come forward. He just knew it, and bam! Oh man, look at that.
You remember afterwards, and I didn't want to spoil it before, that Darchinyan didn't even know what happened. He was pissed off. He was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? The fight stopped.
Yeah.
Homie, you got knocked the fuck out. You got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He was laid out, bro. He was laid out. And that was just beautifully timed from Donito Doniare.
David, I cannot say it better myself, like the timing of Doniare.
Yeah.
That's one thing I always appreciated him as a fighter as. His timing was very, very, and still is. His timing is very, very good.
Yeah.
And that's why you got what you saw there.
And his big brother, Glenn Doniare, is celebrating and thanking little brother, Donito Doniare. And there's Vic. I mean, Vic is trying to get up. Vic is like, no, bring it back. Bring him back.
Jeez, man. Look at that. I forgot how messed up he was there. That was crazy.
Oh, bro. He was out. He gets dropped flat on his back, gets up, falls face forward.
Yeah.
That tells you everything. And, I mean, look, Nonito knocked out the reality out of Vic Darchinyan. That post-interview, he was like, I wasn't knocked out. And then they even showed him the replay of him being dropped.
They pulled it back to let him know. Like, no, you got knocked the fuck out.
No, that wasn't me. You know, he pulled the whole – I mean, dude.
Who was that interviewed him again?
He pulled the whole Trump thing, you know? You know, Trump was like, I didn't say for you guys to inject chlorine. I didn't sniff Lysol. I said it sarcastically. Come on, man. Come on.
What was it? Jim Gray asked him, the question
he goes, that
about
looks like you.
And then he tried to bullshit him. Victor Darchinyan tried to bullshit him. He's like, no, you better knock the fuck out, bro. We're going to pull it up. Jim Gray showed it to him.
Jim Gray was like, no, that looks like you on the mat. Like, no,
cold as ice, bro.
Not me.
But honest. Kept it real. Jim Gray came in and kept it real. He's like, nah, dude, you got to knock the fuck out. Yeah. Oh, this is a good time, dude. What's next on the menu here?
I just want to see this replay really quick.
You got it, bro. Let's do it. You got it.
Boom. Beautiful left hook. And there goes Vic, man. And Vic's trying. I mean, he's trying. Gets right. Ooh.
Oh, man. That's a walk-off home run. He knew it. That's a walk-off home run. When he landed that left hook, dude, and that was, I think, overall, his money punch. That was his money shot.
All right. Let's go down now.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing in the super middleweight division.
All right, let's see what we got here, everybody over here now.
Fighting out of the red corner, wearing black
smooth video, so that's good. Got some showbox. Uh-oh, what we got?
Pounds, he is undefeated in 17 fights, 17 wins, no losses, with 11 wins coming by way of knockouts from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
At this point in time, 17-0 with 11 KOs. Pretty impressive record coming up. 17-0
out of the blue corner.
That's impressive.
Wearing blue trunks and weighing in at 167 pounds and entering the ring with a perfect record, 9 wins in 9 fights, all by knockout, from Bridgeport, Connecticut, now fighting out of Queens, New York. He is the second half of the
got over here now, 9-0 with 9 KOs, everybody. That's
Cordington.
It's a big success if you're a fighter, knocking everyone out that you ever fought. That's professional. I don't care if you're fighting, whoever you're fighting. 9 KOs in 9 fights is very impressive.
Okay, fighters, we're scheduled for 8 rounds, which obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Let's have a good, clean fight. Keep your punches up. Come out fighting at the bell.
Both these fighters, as you can see, exceptionally tall for this weight class. Cordington,
all right, I'm back.
2 or 3 pounds heavier now in the ring.
Got you, bro.
He's probably about, I'd say, 170.
I remember this, dude.
Do you remember this fight?
Yeah, I'm starting to it's all coming together right now. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I remember this fight. Dude, Showbox was so good back in the day.
It still is, to tell you the truth. I mean, they still produce really good fights. It's just not as regular. And I see a lot of people that bag on Showtime. They're like, oh, Steven Espinoza, ever since, think about this, ever since, hold on.
Oh, shit.
Over in 18 seconds.
Ooh.
Shocks the world. Nick, he said he'd be aggressive from the start. I didn't believe him.
Oh, man.
And that earned Alan Green on the Super 6 series, middleweight series on Showtime, where he ended up facing Andre Ward. But going back, what I was going to say,
that was brutal, dude. That was really fucking bad. Like, I gotta stop. Not to cut you off, bro. I gotta stop and just reflect on this. like you said before, when someone falls face down like that,
it's such a disgrace when a fighter is in need of medical care. Like,
and going back with Showtime,
and 400 people are in the ring. It's absolutely absurd.
You know, Stephen Espinoza, when we know about him, I mean, what he was with Golden Boy. A lot of people question the loyalty, but then when Conor McGregor came out and started calling the Weasel, that's why you see a lot more folks on social media attacking him. But if you go back with the history of Showtime, and even with him on there, I mean, man, guys, I mean, they produce good fights.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You know, I was always a fan of Showtime. As mentioned before, Steve Alberts and what they did for boxing over the years, in particular, like my favorite fighter, Vander Holyfield. You know,
and this is so stupid. I'm sorry, man. This is so stupid.
No,
everybody's in there.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. I was kind of like,
and I think
wow.
I think it's Steve Sparhook. Somebody in there mentions that's frustrating to see so many people give the guy oxygen. We've heard this numerous times. Give the guy oxygen.
You know what? It's weird because people say
again. It was
Cordington, Jadon.
Yeah.
I think it was season 2 of The Contender. But my thing is this. Wow, that's amazing. I remember that. I have no idea where that came from. You know, the bottom line is they should have oxygen. And what I hear is that people are afraid of the tanks exploding. Like, they're like, you know, maybe there's something go wrong, whatever. It's a safety hazard. I'm like, dude, when someone gets knocked out like that, you need to get oxygen to their brain immediately. I didn't really. I forgot how bad that knockout was, dude. That guy's fucked up.
Nasty, bro.
He got fucked up.
But it made it on our list, and there's a reason why it made it on the list, because it was a nasty KO.
Yeah, man, he's out. But yeah, man. As far as Showtime's concerned, like, you know, I think that they'll, like Evan said on his show, that I think they'll benefit from all this, man. You know, in the long term, Showtime. With the content they're going to try to put out, being that, you know, the state that we're in. If you guys haven't listened to it yet, I can't break it down the way Evan Vertowski does. Check it out. Leave it in the ring. Does a great job. Breaks it down. Lets everyone know, you know, where the boxing state business is nowadays and where it's headed. And I'm so distracted right now by, like, I forgot how bad this guy got knocked out, dude. Damn. They guarded him out like that, huh?
Yeah, brother.
Jesus. That's a brutal one, David. You took us to, like, Mortal Kombat status. I'm over here like, yeah. Sub-Zero wins. Fatality. Like, what are you doing to me, bro?
Oh, man.
That's some brutal ass shit, dude. All right, so what's next on tap? What do we got?
You hear that guy in the background? I love you, Jake.
Yeah, I hear it. Dude, there's too many people.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. I mean, it sounds funny now, but I remember when it happened. This is really what changes fighters. You know what I mean? This can just ruin you completely.
Absolutely. There's no doubt. You know, a massive concussion, a severe knockout, and what it does to you mentally, like on national television. Like, unfortunately, this guy, I hate to say it, got embarrassed. That's terrible to get knocked out like that.
All right. This is just everybody arguing, so we're going to move on.
Why is there so many people in the ring during this? It's so bad. The smothering, it's too many. So these people have to understand about social distancing. Do you feel me?
Here we go with Essen Miranda versus I think his name is David Banks.
His father was shot and killed before he was born.
Okay. I have no idea what this is. Let's see it. It's running smooth, though. That's awesome. All right, what we got here?
If I remember correctly, I was at this fight, covering this fight.
No shit.
Yeah.
One of the things, of course, that
And this is when everybody was really high up on Miranda. And
the stars have to line up just right.
What was his nickname? Pantera, right? Pantera?
What they call him. I mean, the guy had heavy hands. And really made his name off of fighting Arthur Abraham, who, as a middleweight, was just very destructive.
Thanks. And by looking past him, maybe only looking for a knockout. Only with one
Yeah, I remember.
Look at that, dude. 17 in first round KOs. He's had 17 under his belt.
17 in the first round.
When he fought Arthur Abraham, he had a broken jaw. So we all knew that he had heart. Not only did he have punching power, this guy had heart, and he was willing to go, dig deep. Not willing. He's, he dug deep to try to win a fight.
And then he found himself here with his.
Well, that's the most important thing to be a fighter. You got to have heart. Not to sound like Teddy Atlas over here, but it's mental. You got to have resolve. You got to have intestinal fortitude. There's no doubt about it. If you're going to be a boxer,
here's the thing with boxing, though, and tell me if I'm wrong about this. A lot of folks think that boxing is just letting your hands go and have heart. That heart's going to get you to a certain, what do you want to say, what degree or whatever in the sport. But there's so many fundamentals, just not in the person, but if you don't have the right team to show you how to get there, how to place your punches, how to be mentally sound, and also how to guide your career in picking the right fights at the right time. Timing is everything in boxing, not just in how you set your feet and how you let your hands go and setting your opponent, but also who you're going to fight.
It's all about timing, and you nailed it on the head right there. As a drummer and musician myself, there's definitely things that connect to music, to boxing, rhythm, timing, and the bottom line is too, I keep going back to it, intestinal fortitude, the kind of heart it takes, the resolve. It's crazy what these guys go through. And you're watching it right now, barn
There should
burn.
be no boxer. I'm going to tell you right now, there should be no boxers bitching and moaning about self-quarantine, being isolated at all, because a fighter's life is very boring, and it's really a lonely road to the top,
Yeah, my dad always told me that too when we talked about me amateur fighting, and not to make this about me, I try to not do that too often, but he always told me it's a lonely road, like you said, David, right there, and it's a long road, it's a long, lonely road, and it's going to be a very difficult road, and the life of a boxer is rough, man. Just no doubt.
It's self-repetitive. It's boring. You do a lot of the same things over and over and over. You don't have a team to socialize. You don't have a team captain to bring up your spirit. A lot of road work.
There's no tag team. You can't tag anyone.
People don't start believing in you until they see you getting fashionable with. You may have that one occasional mom and mother and family member that's going to go with you in all the events, and they're going to tell everybody you're the greatest thing next to sliced bread. But really, honestly, boxing is a very lonely sport.
Only
and here's
place
the thing,
on earth.
it's not like football, it's not like basketball, it's not like baseball, where after you're done and over with the sport, with the game, overall the game, there's very little chance that you're going to end up on a third seat of two guys that graduated for communications, right? A study for communications and media. You know, there's only so much room for that. PBC was doing a great job. They were letting their fighters kind of have like a circuit to see if they can land a career like that. But realistically, it's not something that is offered to fighters because they're not coming from, you know, they didn't go to college and then get picked up with a scholarship and then be offered a shitload of money to be a fighter. Whereas the Olympics, that's what it did. That's what provided. It was your college credential, your credits. You know, before you ended up on major television, this was the start going to the Olympics. So you got to respect fighters. You got to respect the fact that they isolate themselves. It's a very lonely sport. Going, you know, starting from the beginning and ending on top and then falling back down. Very lonely. And Anderson Miranda, dude, had a great, tremendous story and fought to be on top. And right now, you're seeing right now, I mean, guy's just aggressive. Not the most elusive, well-trained guy, but what he did was, I mean, look at his back foot. Everything was wrong in how we threw with that jab, you know? But it worked. And we talked about that earlier with Vic Darchinyan and like Prince Hamid. These certain things work, especially when you're heavy-handed like that. Vic Darchinyan, Hamid, and him, it worked because it was so heavy-handed.
When you're heavy-handed, you could believe in your power and you could show complete commitment to it and go fucking balls out.
Ricardo Mayorga comes to mind. Guys that just didn't do things right. But it worked.
But it worked. Exactly. We said it at the same time. But it worked. You know, and that's exactly what we're seeing from Miranda here. And that's what he was all about, is just going broke and worked with the tools he had, man. You know, like blue-collar people do. And that's what we're talking about, fighting through this coronavirus and this life we're going through. This is why we love boxing so much. Blue-collar people that fight through it.
I don't even know why the ref right there said it was a slip. I mean, he landed an uppercut.
That was definitely a knockdown.
And it buckled him where he slipped.
Knockdown. That was knockdown. Left hook lands, knockdown. Punch lands, knockdown. There ain't no doubt about it. And I just love like his work ethic. Like he was a fighter, and the again, consummate professional. Like that's what we like, dude. Like even though we know certain things about Miranda going down the stretch, like he always gave his best effort. Always worked with the tools he had. And that's what we're all doing. That's what you and I are doing right now.
Dude.
Albeit a little rutooty, what I call a little buzzed.
And that's a nasty, that's a nasty KO.
I just got the video feed right now. Wow.
I
remember this.
KO.
Now I saw it, I remember it.
And Banks gets
God.
up. And he's wobbled, but I mean he's obviously he's fine. But I thought he got up too quick.
Yeah, he got up a little too fast, David.
The ref allowed him to get up. You know what I mean? Pulled him out because half his body's hanging out the rope, but still.
Wow. Just wow. But when you see a fighter like fall over the ropes and actually take the ropes down and weigh the ropes down, that's pretty bad. That's a bad knockout. You know, so if you're ever managing a fighter or have a fighter that you're concerned about and they fall down like that, you should definitely consider just waving that shit off.
But Banks looks good now. I mean, look at him. He's like, you know, I mean, at least right now you're witnessing him. He's like, okay, here I am. I'm okay.
Wow, man. Yeah, that was a bad one. Yeah, he has some power. He definitely had some power. Always fascinating.
Here we go. Let's watch replay. And he's just walking him back. I mean, that's all he was doing. Miranda was just walking him down, and bang, right hand just needed to land. That's what he was looking for the whole night. And holy smokes, dude.
Oh,
damn,
man. You know what? You said walking him down. That's the telltale right there. See, walking, jab, decoy.
Yep.
Shoots up, sets up the right hand with the jab. And look at that. Oh, man, dude. The way he fell on those ropes. Look at that right hand. Oh, damn. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. What do we got next?
Right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing silver trunks with red trim.
Well, I'm trying to get that Ricardo Torres and Holt, but it looks like, again,
that fight doesn't like us.
It doesn't like us, bro.
It just doesn't like us. It's not going to happen.
Look at that. It doesn't even want to. Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at the YouTube right now to the left of my screen over here, and yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, it's not doing it.
Yeah, it just wants to be an asshole for whatever reason.
Well, guys, we tried with this Ricardo Torres and Kendall Holt.
Do we spoil it now, David? Let's go there.
Well,
I want your thoughts.
It was a, Kendall Holt gets dropped, gets hurt, gets back up, and drops and puts to sleep Ricardo Torres. The way he did it, though, is when he catches him, Ricardo Torres just slumps down with his arm holding out the rope.
So I want to ask you this, David. Do you think it was a headbutt or a shot that put down Torres? That's what I was trying to go at before. I think it was a headbutt.
I don't know.
I think it was a headbutt.
I have to watch it. I just downloaded it, and then I remembered that. That's what I was going off of. Yeah.
When I watched it back in the day, I really enjoyed the fight. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. But then I saw replays. I'm like, wait a minute. I think Torres got headbutted. Now, people, correct me if I'm wrong. Check it out. See what's up. Amazing firework first round. Craziness. Balls to the wall for both guys. But I think Torres kind of headbutted. I think he caught a headbutt, and that's what hurt him. Let's see if we can pull it up on separate YouTubes here, even if you guys can't see it. So, David, I would love to know your thoughts because I respect your boxing opinion, obviously. But let me see.
Well, my thing's frozen. Everything. I can't pull anything up right now. So.
You're all locked up. Yeah. All right, so this is a conversation, I guess, for another point in time.
Another time, yeah.
But the bottom line is, I want to know your thoughts on it, David, because I really think that that knockout was a little controversial.
All right, guys. Well, again, man, thanks for joining us here on Leaving the Ring Boxing. Well, it's Beer Boxing Quarantine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I apologize for the difficulties that we're having here on the show. But the Torres and the Kendall Holt, for some reason, it just doesn't want to play. I think there's one fight.
It doesn't like us, bro.
There's always one fight here so far in the Beer Boxing Quarantine that doesn't want to play. Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for staying up this late with us, man. It's going to be midnight, and we'll see.
And we can only hope Ricardo Torres is all right.
You getting it?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
We're still on, man, but yeah, it doesn't want to kick us off yet. So let's see how it goes. So how many vodka shots so far?
Throughout the course of the day, I think it's more tequila than vodka.
Day, huh?
I did
why
get.
It taking so long to answer your phone, man.
No, but that's the internet. I'll tell you straight up. Good point, valid point. But I'm gonna blame the internet on that shit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, a couple tequilas, some beer,
wow,
vodkas. Yeah, we're having fun over here.
Right.
How about you, bro? What did you drink tonight?
Well, right now on 805 Tecate, and then the Easy Jack IPA.
Yep.
So I'm on my fifth beer. This is the fifth beer.
That's what's up.
And that's about it. All right, guys. Well, have fun. Come on, have fun tomorrow. Enjoy the whole week and stuff. If you're working, good for you. Be safe. Take the precautions. If not, man, keep enjoying staying home. Pick up some new hobbies with the old lady, the old man, with the kids, whatever. Whatever you can do and stuff. Try to get to know what more your kids like. It's a chance for you guys to connect. And if not, watch some boxing. Watch some old fights.
David, I like that you say that, we're going to close out here, but you send a very positive message, like connect, things you like, albums, music, television shows, movies, all that kind of great stuff with your family, and find out what your kids like, what your wife likes, whatever you guys make you happy. David, that's a great message to send out.
I try to do that, Johnny. I try to do that, man. You know what I mean? All right, man. I'm trying to log off this damn shit, but it's just not letting me. All right, guys. You guys take care. Johnny, I'll talk to you in a short bit, brother.
Absolutely, David. Thank you so much.